Hello students. So students, in the previous class we were discussing the question answers of the chapter 9th, and that is reproduction. So in that student we have discussed the question answers which is related that what is a sexual reproduction, what is a asexual reproduction, what are the different modes or different methods or that of the asexual reproduction, which include the binary fission, which include the budding also. As well as you see students, we have discussed the sexual reproduction and how the sexual reproduction take place, how the production of the gamete occur from the male and that of the female gamete, and these gamete cell, how the fertilization take place in that of the female body, that is in the oviduct or that of the fallopian tube. You are knowing that the fallopian tube consisting of an ovum in it. So sperm reaches there and fusion occur, due to which there is a formation of a single cell, and that is known as zygote. Now this zygote will move from that of the fallopian tube to that of the uterus, and it get attached to the uterus lining, and from there it get the sufficient amount of nutrition and the other material from the female body. Okay, from the blood, because it is connected to the blood only, so it will get all the nutrient from the mother body only. Okay, now with the time the zygote used to divide and develop into embryo, and embryo develop into the fetus. So this is what this comes in the development of the embryo. We have also understood, student, that what is the difference between that of the zygote and that of the fetus. What is the basic difference between these two? One is single cell, another is multi-cell. One occurred due to the fusion, another it occurred due to the cell division of the zygote itself. So these are what basic difference between the zygote and that of the fetus. We have also studied, student, that what is the life cycle of that of the frog, as well as the life cycle of butterfly. So in that, student, if you see that metamorphosis occur. What is metamorphosis? Metamorphosis is the change in the body during their developing stage, that is known as the metamorphosis. So basically what happened, if you see in case of a frog or in case of a butterfly, so in case of a butterfly, first of all caterpillar is formed from that of the egg, and this caterpillar start making a protective sheath around it, and hence get converted into pupa, and this pupa will develop into the butterfly. So if you see the developing stage, butterfly is totally different from that of the pupa as well as from the caterpillar. Okay, so you can say that their developing stage, their growth is totally different from the adult butterfly. But if you compare that of the hen with the chick, so chicks they are similar to their parent. So offspring is similar to the parent, but here in this case, in case of a butterfly, it is different. Same thing happened with the frog also. In case of a frog, student, first of all, from frog, tadpole is having head, tadpole is having tail. Now this tail will get removed, or it will be shaded off by that of the frog, and ultimately development of feet occur, and this tadpole will get converted into that of the frog. So here also the adult frog is totally different from that of the tadpole, and that is why we are using the term that is metamorphosis, in which the organism it changes during their developing stage. Okay, so this was all about in that chapter of the reproduction. Now today, students, we will start with the next chapter, or a new chapter you can say, that is reaching the age of adolescence. Okay, reaching the age of adolescence, you can understand it that it is the next process of the reproduction only. Okay, so you see, we have discussed in case of a reproduction about the fertilization, about the development of embryo, and then this embryo get converted to fetus, and this fetus, when it fully mature after 9 months, it will delivered outside by the mother's womb, and then it starts grow. Okay, while growing student, what happened? First of all, from the childhood it will reaches to the adulthood, and in between this stage student, you can say that there is a stage, and that is known as a adolescence stage. Okay, so growth is what? It is a continuous process. Okay, so a child when was infant, when totally depend on the mother's milk, at that time we use the term for the small child, that is infant. So at that time the child was at infancy stage, was infant, and the growth occur, and the child we start calling it as a childhood, the stage at which the child was growing after infant stage, that is known as the childhood stage. From that of the childhood stage, it reaches to the another kind of a stage, and that is known as adolescence phase. And from that of the adolescence, it will reaches to that of the adulthood. Okay, so this is a process which keeps on going in every living organism, especially if we talk about the human being. Here in case of adolescence, we are talking about the human being. So this growth, this process is a continuous process, and it occurs with each and every human. So first of all, we will write that growth. Growth is what, student? First, you know that it is a continuous process, or it is a natural process which occurs with everyone. So natural process, okay, or continuous process. So continuous process, ultimately if we are talking about the growth, we are not talking about the height, students, we are talking about the age. Okay, so age keeps on going, so we can say that growth is a natural process, and which occur with the human being. So in a human being, first of all, it is at the infant stage, and from that of the infant stage, the human being, or you can say the human, it keeps on growing, and from this stage it reaches to the another stage, and that is known as a childhood stage. Childhood stage, from this stage it reaches to another kind of a stage, that is known as adolescence, which we are going to study in this chapter, adolescence, and from that of the adolescence it will reaches to the adulthood. So this is the process which occur during the growth of a living organisms. Okay, and you see students, although we can say that the growth occur here when the child born, but the rate it varies. Okay, rate of the growth it varies. So this is the growth, students. Now if we talk that basically what happened, you see at the infant stage there is a continuous growth in the height. So the infant stage, the child starts growing, and growth we are talking about the height, and then it reaches to a stage that is the childhood stage. Here student, the child starts in this stage it was totally depend on the milk of mother's milk, and cannot move, cannot talk also. And from this stage, when it reaches to the childhood stage, here the child can talk, can walk easily, do not depend only on the do not depend upon the mother's milk, but take the other food and other fruits and the vegetables, which is very important for the growth. Here in this stage, the doctors, they used to recommend more and more protein here also, because more protein will help in developing the more cells in the body. Okay, so this is the childhood stage, and from this stage the child reaches to a stage that is known as the adolescence stage. What is an adolescence stage, students? So various changes take place inside that of the body when a person reaches to adolescence stage. So here the growth is keep on going, but as it reaches to this stage, there is a changes occur inside the body, and these changes is which is occurring in the body in case of adolescence phase, it is due to the release of the hormones. So we can say at this stage the hormones become active, and the hormone starts releasing in the body, and due to which the changes can be seen easily. Okay, so adolescence phase is the phase of students where your hormones your glands get active, and the glands start releasing the hormones, and because of that change can be seen. Okay, so we can say that the various changes occur in case of adolescence stage. Adolescence stage, student. Adolescence stage. It is a stage in which a person undergoes various changes. Now students, these changes is not only the physical changes, but it is also emotional changes. So it is not necessary that there is a change in the body which is related to change the body shape and structure, but it is also responsible for the emotional changes. So various changes including physical and emotional. Okay, so stage at which a person undergo various changes including the physical and that of the emotional, and these changes can be seen due to the glands becomes active and starts releasing hormones. So at this stage, a person, the changes, the physical or that of emotional changes, it happens because of the gland, students. So gland starts releasing the hormones, and due to which the changes can be seen. Now the question is that what is the hormone? Why we are saying that the hormone is responsible for the changes? So hormones basically are the chemical substance. It is the chemical substance which is secreted by the different glands, and they are released in the body to the target part, to the target organ, and it regulates and control the various activities which is going inside to that of the body. Okay, so we can write it. That is hormones. Chemical substances which is secreted by glands, and it helps in, or it used to control regulating the various activities of a cell or organ. Of a cell or of an organ. Okay, so we can say that this is what these are the chemical substances which its role is to regulate, its role is to control the activity of a certain amount of a cell, that is we can call the target organ or the target cell, and or that of the organs. So it helps in controlling or regulating. Let me give a very short example, then you will be able to understand. If we talk about the growth, so why our growth occurs, student? It is because of the growth hormone. So a hormone is released which used to work on the cell and it help in the division of the cell. So due to which the person growth is increases. Okay. But if the amount of the growth hormone will be less, so less division will occur and due to which the person will remain short. So it is because of the hormone only, student. It is because of these chemical substances which is present in that of a particular cell or the organ, and it used to control, it used to regulate their function, their activities. Again, how this hormones is formed? This hormone are basically secreted. It is released by a special organ and that is known as the glands. So these glands are basically present in our body. So we can write it. These hormones are present in a special, are released by a special organ. These hormones are released by a special organ called glands. Okay, so they are released by a special kind of organ, student, and that is known as glands. So glands are responsible for the release of the hormone. Okay. Now, before we go further and try to understand the different kind of a hormone, student, or glands, we will try to understand a system which includes all the things. Okay, which include all the glands. So let us write it. Endocrine system. Endocrine system, students. So what is the endocrine? So if we talk about the endocrine system, this is a system which consisting of all the glands. So you can say that a collection of glands are present in a system, in a kind of a system that is known as an endocrine system, or the system consisting of all the glands, and basically if it is consisting of all the glands, student, so all the hormones are present, we will include them in the endocrine system. So ultimately it is responsible for controlling the various activities which include the growth, which includes that of the metabolism, which include the sexual development. All these things, all these activities will be controlled by the endocrine system, because the endocrine system is including the various glands in it. And you are knowing that glands are responsible for releasing the hormone, and hormones are the substance which help in controlling and regulating the various activities. Okay, so we can write it. Consisting of, this is the system. It is a system consisting of collection of glands. Collection of glands that produces various hormones which helps in regulating various activities like metabolism, growth, sexual development, and other functions. Other functions of the body. Okay, so you see students that it is a kind of a system, students, which include all the different kind of a glands, and if it is including the different or the collection of our glands which is present in our body, so ultimately glands are responsible for releasing the hormones are responsible for regulating. So this system is responsible for regulating and controlling the various functions, the various activities which is happening inside our body when we reaches to the adolescence phase. Now, what are the different types of glands are there which is included in that of endocrine system? So you see students. Now let me tell you, we have studied endocrine gland. Endocrine system. So this endocrine system consisting of glands. Endocrine system consisting of glands. Now these glands consisting of the hormones, and hormones releases the chemicals regulating activities. So this is basically happens in that of the endocrine system, students, in which the glands are there, hormones are there, and the chemicals which regulate these activities. Now we have seen that in case of an endocrine gland, there are glands are present. In case of endocrine system, various glands are present. So what are the various glands which is present in the endocrine system? So let us write it. Endocrine system included, the first gland is the pituitary gland. Okay? Pituitary gland. Pituitary gland. Second one is the thyroid gland. Thyroid gland. Then the third one is the adrenal gland. Adrenal gland. Then fourth one is the pancreas. Okay? Pancreas. Pancreas is there. And one more is there, student, and that is the reproductive gland. I am writing the reproductive gland here. That is the reproductive glands. Now these reproductive glands are different in both of them, that is in the male and that of the female. Because if the organs are different, if the system in case of a male and a female is different, ultimately the glands is also different. Okay, so in case of a male student, reproductive glands, it releases the testis hormone. Testis hormone, and in case of a female, ovaries are there. Okay, so these are the different kind of a gland which is present in the body, and these glands are responsible for releasing the various hormones which help in regulating and controlling the different the various cells or the organs which is present in the body. Now let us discuss the various glands one by one. We will start with that of the pituitary, and then we will move to the thyroid, adrenal, pancreas, and finally testis and ovaries. We already aware of the testis and ovaries. Testis is what? Which is responsible for release of the germ cells or the gamete, male gamete. That is testis, and ovaries we have seen in the reproduction chapter, and that is the female part which is responsible for releasing the ovum, and this ovum will after release of the ovum from the ovaries goes into the fallopian tube. Okay, so first of all we will start with that of the pituitary gland. So till now student we have studied that endocrine system is there. Endocrine system include all the different kind of glands, and glands are responsible for release of the hormones. Okay, so first is pituitary gland. Pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is, you see students, pituitary gland student, it is the most important gland students. Most important gland, because if you see the function of the pituitary gland, it help, or you can say it used to control the function of all the other endocrine glands. Okay, and because of that this gland is known as a master gland. But when you look at the size of the pituitary gland, it is very of a small size. It is a pea-sized gland which is present at the base of the brain. Okay, so pituitary gland is a pea-sized gland present at the base of the brain, but its function is huge. It used to control the all other endocrine gland. If we see that what are the different kind of hormones which is released by that of the pituitary gland. So you see students, growth hormone is released. This growth hormone which help in to see the number of the cell division occur, because if the growth hormone is released, then only the person is able to grow. So if the growth hormone is released more by that of a pituitary gland, so ultimately the growth of the person will be more. And if the less amount of a growth hormone is released, so person will be short in height. Okay, so growth hormone is there. Then thyroid stimulating hormone, which is also known as TSH. So it helps in the metabolism of the body. It helps in regulating and controlling the metabolism of the body. So the release of that of the thyroid hormone, somehow the thyroid gland is regulated by that of the pituitary gland. Now what will happen if suppose a pituitary gland get damaged or it get affected by something? So how it will going to affect? So ultimately the person will be of a poor weight students, because the metabolism will be less, weak, or the person will be short in size, or dwarfism. Dwarfism is a kind of a disease due to which a person will be dwarf. It is very much small in size. Okay. And as well as there will be it will going to affect on the sexual development of a person, because one more hormone, a follicle stimulating hormone is there, which is released by that of a pituitary gland. So you can say that it helps in controlling the sexual development or in the sexual process of that of a human being. And not only this, but it will going to affect all the other endocrine gland, because the pituitary gland is the only gland which used to control the all other endocrine gland, and that is why the name is the master gland. So whenever the question is asked that which gland is known as the master gland, you will write it is the pituitary gland which used to control that. Okay. Now the growth of the pituitary gland students, we can say that is, now the growth of the pituitary gland, we can say that it is controlled by the seasonal or as well as the emotional. Means there are some factors which because of that you can say the function of the pituitary gland can be affected. It does not mean that it will malfunctioning of the pituitary gland occur, but somehow the function get affected, and this pituitary gland will get affected by some factors like that of seasonal change occur, or emotional factors are also there. So you have heard students that even in the when fear or anxiety is there, so ultimately there is some the hormones which is released in the body. So you just simply understand that the pituitary gland can be affected by some factors which includes the seasonal and that of the emotional changes, so that it can be influenced by some of the factors. So there are some things we have studied in the pituitary gland, that a gland is a master gland. It helps in controlling all the other endocrine gland, and if some malfunctioning happens to that of the pituitary gland, ultimately it will going to affect all the other endocrine gland. Okay.